I just want it made very clear that I feel utterly ridiculous right now. Ho ho ho, bitches, and welcome back to a very festive instalment of another pointless internet series. For some reason, people got really annoyed with me last year because I didn't do a Christmas video, and so I'm doing one this year. Very much against my will. It's that time of the year again, ladies and gentlemen, where cheer and goodwill to all men and joy is spread about amongst us. I'm just kidding, of course. There's no fucking joy in 2020. The only thing being spread about this year is coronavirus. Now, I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, here's something to think about. Santa Claus is utterly screwed this year, isn't he? Everyone's going to wake up bright and early on Christmas morning to find a shitload of coronavirus in their Christmas stockings. Some authorities have come forward and stated that Santa Claus is actually immune to the coronavirus, and so he can go about his regular festive duties without the pandemic affecting him. And if this is true, I say, what a selfish prick Santa Claus is. You have an immunity to the global pandemic that has gripped the entire planet, and you're off hiding in the North Pole? You selfish bastard. Get yourself down to a hospital right now and give us some blood samples, you old bastard. I'm just joking, of course, ladies and gentlemen. Don't worry. Santa Claus isn't actually real. I think it's safe to say, ladies and gentlemen, that 2020 has been a very strange and different year overall. And as a result of this, the festive season this year is probably also going to be very different too. The usual Christmas stuff is probably not going to fly this year. And if it is, it's definitely going to need some alterations. You're going to have to change a few things about to make it work. And so in light of this, I, Mother Moocake, have come forward to create this edutainment video to help you all out in this festive crisis. I, Mother Moocake, as per usual, I'm coming forward to give you all some help and advice to generally save your asses. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, in face of this extremely abnormal festive season, here's some abnormal and thoughtful Christmas presents to try out and give to your family and friends this year. A face mask with some holly glued to it. Not only does it look festive, but it will also boost your pain tolerance. And let's be realistic here. After 2020, I think one thing we all need is a pretty decent fucking pain tolerance. Some hand sanitizer that smells of mince pies. This scent can also be substituted for lots of other different Christmas ideas, such as reindeer shit. That way, it'll keep people away from you so you can maintain social distancing. Or, if you're feeling a bit more adventurous, the tears of children who didn't get what they wanted for Christmas this year. If you want a more direct present to gift someone this year, why not try a giant plastic penis to remind them just how much 2020 has fucked us all? Why not try a hazmat Santa Claus suit? That way you can awkwardly and inappropriately sit children on your lap without the fear of spreading the contagion to them. Some mace spray. That way, if some drunk guy stumbles up to you over the Christmas period asking for a cigarette, you can mace them in the fucking face and maintain social distancing. It's all about spreading that Christmas positivity, guys. Now, if you have any older relatives that you fancy bumping off over the Christmas period, you can buy them a normal, good old-fashioned Christmas present and sneeze all over it.
Oh yes, Grandma, I hope you like your new Christmas socks. Please try them on, quick as you can. I really need that money that you've left for me in your will. I'm in a really tight spot financially at the moment, and I've got a cocaine habit to fuel.
Of course, some of you bastards out there are all about practical Christmas gifts. You'll only get people something that's useful, something that will help them down the line. And so if you're that kind of a person, I'd recommend this Christmas buying your friends and family the sweet release of death. But why stop at Christmas presents, I hear you ask? And to that I say, you're absolutely right, because you can also send themed Christmas cards this year with special COVID-related messages on the front. Here's a few examples. Merry Christmas. Society is beginning to collapse. Please stay the fuck away from me. Happy Christmas. Thanks to the coronavirus, there won't be an awkward family Christmas dinner this year that nobody really wants to go to, but everybody feels obligated to go to it, so they just grin and bear it for several painful hours. I'm sorry for forgetting your Christmas present. Over the course of the pandemic, I've lost all sense of time. Happy Hanukkah. Season's greetings. I refuse to teach the elderly grandparents how to use Skype so they can try and organise an online Christmas call that nobody wants to be a part of. And finally, for the more traditional and religious amongst you, 'tis our Saviour's birth, and this pandemic is a punishment from God. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, I'm only joking. God isn't real either. No need to thank me, ladies and gentlemen. Your safe and sanitized Christmas is now good to go.
Salutations, my brethren. It is I, Tyrone the Tyrannosaurus Rex, and today, I would like to take a moment to tell you the story of Christmas. Once upon a time, over 2,000 years ago, a huge asteroid fell to Earth in a burning shower of fire. From out of the wreckage crawled a creature of infinite power, and of terrifying vengeance, and lo, that creature enslaved the startled and primitive humans of the time and made itself their god. For several years it ruled supreme, until eventually people got sick of it getting continually wasted all the time and drove it out. And that creature, who had power unimaginable, who slaughtered so many without any effort or hesitation, who bent the entire human race to its will for a time, was me. Goddamn, that was a fucking good stag do. Anyway, then this Jesus stuff appeared from somewhere. Some dumbus probably mistranslated a book or something. Goddamn, do I miss my unholy powers of the nether dimensions.
I'm taking this off now because it's really itchy and it looks fucking stupid. On the subject of the coronavirus, my next topic is on one of the internet's biggest lumps of fecal matter, Jake Paul, who recently, in an interview, claimed that he thinks the coronavirus is false. Let's be realistic here for a moment, fellas. This isn't really that surprising, is it? I mean, all you have to do is look at Jake Paul. Just look at him. Just listen to the way he talks. He's quite clearly fucking stupid. Anyone who thinks that this is a good idea,
it's every day, bro, with the Disney Channel flow,
is clearly brain dead. So is it a surprise that he doesn't believe in the coronavirus? Any footage and audio from this interview has quickly become very hard to find. Likely because Jake Paul has gone full damage control and backpedaled on what he said. He's been running around the internet telling everyone that he was misquoted in this interview. He wasn't.
You were hosting these giant sort of maskless parties at your home in Calabasas as COVID cases were spiking in the state, and it drew a number of neighbor complaints and condemnation from the mayor. And when Insider asked you about it in late July, you said, I personally am not the type of person who's going to sit around and not live my life.
COVID case deaths are at less than 1%, and I think the disease is a hoax.
Jake Paul also claimed in this interview that the coronavirus has actually only killed about as many people as the flu has this year, which is of course complete bollocks. The flu has killed significantly less people over the course of the year than coronaviruses, and unlike COVID, we actually have a fucking vaccine for the flu. And when the interviewer pointed this out to Jake Paul, he fired back with, I thought we had a vaccine for COVID. What? What kind of gargantuan echo chamber fucking rock have you been living under to not realise that there isn't a vaccine for COVID yet? Most of the conversation of the last half of 2020 has been, when are we going to get a vaccine for COVID? You absolute numbskull. What? Do you think we've all been wearing face masks and social distancing for the fun of it? You fucking waste of skin. Seriously, Jake, genuine question. Were you dropped at birth? Also, according to this interview, Jake Paul believes that most of mainstream media is false. So what a surprise, guys, he's a conspiracy theorist. He is officially no smarter than a fucking anti-vaxxer on Facebook. He's just confirmed that himself in this interview. So I think at this point, it's safe to say that we can just tell Jake Paul to fuck off and take his opinions with him. They're not really needed, are they? Why are people even asking Jake Paul for his opinions on things like COVID? Like, the man is clearly brain dead. You don't need his pointless opinions thrown into the mix. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, Jake Paul is the closest living thing to a Neanderthal, and I truly wish that for Christmas someone would help him accidentally fall off a bridge.
Who posted my nudes on Twitter.com?
And the final topic of today's APIS, fleets. Which honestly is one of the shittiest names for something I've ever heard in my life. It sounds like a kind of fungus, doesn't it? It sounds like a polite word for an ingrown toenail. Twitter, a platform that I have a serious love-hate relationship with, has recently rolled out fleets, or fleeting tweets. And it's honestly one of the most pointless features I've ever seen in all of my futile existence. Every single social media platform on the planet seems to have these temporary videos now. Even YouTube's got them. Why the fuck has YouTube got them? YouTube is a platform entirely dedicated and entirely revolving around the concept of uploading videos. videos. So why in the name of Satan have they got temporary videos? It makes no sense. I'm pretty sure these temporary videos or stories or whatever the fuck you want to call them started with Snapchat. And to be fair, for all the problems I have with Snapchat, temporary videos actually make sense on that platform. So we'll give it a pass there. I'm pretty sure Instagram followed on from there. And just like Snapchat, Instagram is a very vapid platform, so it also kind of makes sense to implement this shit there. If it were just those two apps implementing this shit, I could easily give it a pass. But then of course, Facebook ripped it off from them. And then YouTube ripped it off from Facebook. And now finally, the latest in this long line of pointless shit comes from Twitter, who have ripped it off from everybody else. Happy days. Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. 3 sites that do not suit temporary videos at all have implemented them onto their sites anyway, simply because they have no original ideas of their own. Creativity is dead, ladies and gentlemen. Let's all just give up. Why does every platform on the internet feel the need to copy one another now? Like, it's just completely unnecessary. Do you remember the days when each social media platform had a little different gimmick to set it aside from all the other competition? Twitter had the 240 characters and the hashtags, and that's what set it aside from all the other social media sites. And yet now, for some reason, Twitter is just becoming an Instagram clone. I mean, it even fucking looks like Instagram. What is the point? I appreciate in the grand scheme of things that this really doesn't matter and that we're all still hurtling towards death anyway, but this annoyed me. And this is a show where I talk about the things that annoy me. So fuck you, what were you expecting? Anyway, ladies and gents, that's going to do it for today's video. So thanks very much for watching. If you fancy spreading some festive cheer or goodwill around the place, why not leave a like on this video? Or don't. I really don't give a shit anymore, honestly. I'd absolutely love to hear your thoughts and opinions on the topics I've mentioned today, guys. So why not go down below and leave me a big long comment about all your thoughts and opinions? That would be great, guys. Please do that. I love your opinions so much. I promise to read all your comments. I'm not just saying this to artificially inflate the statistics of my video. Absolutely not. I would never do that, guys. Absolutely honest. #blessed. Right, I'm done now. Fuck this.